Let's move on to the second model, that is accounting under open marketplace model. In this model, e-commerce operator will facilitate the actual suppliers to supply goods through their platform. It means here e-commerce operator is not acting like a trader, rather he is facilitating the supplier to supply goods through his platform, and for that he will charge commission. He will remit the sale amount collected from the customers to the vendor after deducting the commission. It means vendor will issue the invoice directly to the customer, whereas e-commerce operator will receive the sales amount and he will remit it after deducting the commission. Now, how to pass accounting entries for this? Let's see with an example. Here we have e-commerce company located in Chennai sells PC within Tamil Nadu by purchasing it within state. Retail purchase value is 1 lakh and sale value is 1 lakh 20. Commission of 2% paid to e-commerce operator. It also purchased goods from Maharashtra for 1 lakh and sold in Gujarat for 2 lakhs. Pass accounting entries taking GST into consideration. First, let's take care of this. It's a intra-state purchase and intra-state sale. So entry for purchase will be debited, purchase account debit 1 lakh. Since it is intra-state, we'll have to pay CGST and SGST. So CGST account and SGST account receivables will be debited because they are all input. It is 1 lakh into 9%, 1 lakh into 9%. So all three put together, this amount is payable to vendor. So vendor account is credited. Entry is purchase account debit, CGST receivable account debit, SGST receivable account debit, and credit goes to vendor account. Next, we have sales. What is the entry for sale? Customer account should be debited. For what amount customer will be debited? To know that, first let's credit sales. Sales amount is 1,20,000. On this sales, since it's an intrastate sale, we have to collect CGST and SGST. Since we are collecting, we have an obligation to remit it to government. So we'll record it under CGST payable account, 1,20,000 into 9%, 10,800. SGST payable account, 1,20,000 into 9%. So all three put together, 1,41,600 should be collected from the customer. So customer account, that is debtor account, is debited by 1,41,600. In this process, we should also pay commission to the e-commerce operator because 2% commission is due. So let's recognize that also. Commission to e-commerce operator, commission is an expense. Now this is calculated as 2% of sales. So here we have sales 1,20,000 into 2%, it is 2,400. Since it's on intrastate sale, we have to pay GST on this commission also based on intrastate treatment. Okay, so on this 2,400 we have to pay CGST of 9%. So CGST receivable account is debited 2,400 into 9%. SGST receivable account is also debited 9%. So this total amount is payable to e-commerce operator. So we'll credit e-commerce operator account by totaling all the three, which is 2,832. Fine. Now this is about intrastate. Then we also have interstate purchase. There is an interstate purchase of 1 lakh. For interstate purchase, we'll debit purchase account debit 1 lakh. On this we should also pay IGST. Since that can be adjusted, we'll call it as IGST receivable account debit. On 1 lakh it is 18%, 18,000. So both put together 1,18,000 is payable to vendor. So vendor account is credited. This is for interstate purchase. Then we understand there is an interstate sale of 2 lakh. Why it is interstate sale? Because the operator is in Tamil Nadu, sale for a customer in Gujarat. So customer account should be debited. We are not sure about this amount. So first let's credit income to sales 2 lakh. On this 2 lakh we have to collect IGST of 18% because it is interstate sale. So on 2 lakh into 18% we get 36,000. IGST payable account is credited, right? So sales account is credited 2 lakh, IGST payable account is credited 36,000. This amount should be collected from the customer. So customer account should be debited by sum of those two, which is 2 lakh 36,000, right? Then we have commission to e-commerce operator, because in this interstate sale also commission is payable, so that commission also treated along the same lines. It is also treated as interstate commission. So commission account should be debited, but it is 2% on sales. Here we have sales 2 lakh into 2% 4,000. On this we have to pay IGST, right? We have to pay IGST, so that is accounted by debiting IGST receivable account 4,000 into 18%. Now these two amount is payable to e-commerce operator, so let us credit e-commerce operator account by sum of those two, 4,720. Fine. So we have recorded interstate purchase, interstate sales also, as well as the commission. Now let us pass entry for depositing cash in cash GST ledgers. Why? Because we have arrived at CGST payable, SGST payable, IGST payable, but already something has been paid in the form of respective receivables. So we have to adjust them and only the balance should be paid. First, we should know what is the CGST cash that should be deposited. How we are going to do this? The amount arrived is 1,584. How we got that, I'll take you through. So first here we have, that is CGST payable is 10,800. Fine. Then yes, sorry for that. From the 10,800 I'm going to deduct CGST receivable of 9,000. I'm also going to deduct CGST receivable of 216. This 216 is on commission, that is GST on commission, so that is also deducted. It means after deducting these we get 1,584, that is payable to government. Similarly, we'll see what is the position in cash SGST ledger. Let me take you through. What is payable is 10,800. We'll deduct what has already been paid in different forms. SGST receivable when goods are purchased 9,000, so that is deducted. Then 216 SGST receivable on commission, so that is also deducted. It means balance payable is 1,584, so that is debited in cash SGST ledger account. And finally we should also pay something under IGST. How to understand? Let's have a look. What is IGST payable? IGST payable on interstate sales is 36,000. Fine. From that let us deduct what is already paid when goods are purchased, 18,000. Let us also deduct IGST paid at the time of commission to e-commerce operator. So once we do that, we get to know that 17,280 is payable to government. Now if we add all the three, we get 20,448, and that is payable to government's account. So these accounts are debited and bank account is credited. Fine. So this is the entry for depositing cash in cash GST ledgers. Then we should record entry for the payment received from e-commerce operator. Now e-commerce operator is going to facilitate the sale. He will only collect the amount and he will remit it to the vendor, but he will deduct the commission, right? Now already we have debited the customer's account. Debtors accounts have been debited. So first let's credit that. So I'm not explaining these two, rather I'll explain this alone. I'm crediting debtors account. Why I'm crediting debtors account? Because debtors account in two instances it was already debited. I'm going to get money. Let me check how I got this 3,77,600. It is, let's see, it's this intrastate sale of 1,41,600 and interstate sale of 2,36,000. So both put together 3,77,600, right? But we will not get this money fully because it should come through e-commerce operator only. So when e-commerce operator collects this money, he will not remit it fully to us because we have an obligation to e-commerce operator. So it will be adjusted at this point. It means at this stage, e-commerce operator credit or payable account will be debited. So here I have debit e-commerce operator account. How much should be debited? How do we know? Let's check. Let's go and check. See, originally we had an obligation of 2,832 to e-commerce operator, that is 2% commission on intrastate sale. So he will deduct this money when he remits back. Similarly, we also have an obligation of 4,720 to e-commerce operator on interstate sale. So these two put together works out to 7,552. What is recoverable from customers is 3,77,600. E-commerce operator will deduct this, and by passing this entry, our liability to e-commerce operator also gets closed. It means only the balancing figure will be remitted, and balancing figure is nothing but 3,77,600 minus 7,552. So it is 3,70,048. This is what the amount we are going to recover from the customer. So that is taken care. Next, we have to pass entry for set off because we cannot continue to carry the payable accounts. We had some obligation under CGST, SGST, IGST. All those payables should be closed either by way of adjusting against the respective receivables or by way of adjusting through cash respective ledger accounts. It can be cash CGST ledger, SGST ledger or IGST ledger. First, let's focus on closure of CGST payable account. The amount is 10,800. How it is going to be closed? It is going to be closed by two accounts. One is through cash CGST ledger, which we have calculated here. It is 1,584, right? Then the remaining one is going to be adjusted from CGST receivable account. It is 9,216, which is nothing but the balancing figure, or we can even go and check whether we have 9,216. Let's do that also. That is, we had CGST at the time of purchase 9,000. We also had CGST input at the time of commission 216. So put together it is 9,216 plus this 1,584 makes 10,800. So in the same pattern we have to do SGST set off also, equal amounts. Whereas in case of IGST the story is little different because IGST payable is 36,000, whereas IGST receivable is lesser amount because we have seen IGST on purchase 18,000 and we have also seen IGST on commission 720. So this is the total IGST receivable which we can set off. It means balance should be paid through cash, and for this 17,280 already we have passed an entry here. It means already payment has been made. So how this IGST payable is closed? It is closed by adjusting against IGST receivable and balance through payment. In next session we'll see how e-commerce operator will be passing entries for this. Whatever the entries we have seen now are the entries in the books of the vendor. In e-commerce operator, entries are going to be slightly different. We'll see that in next session. In this session, let us see what accounting entries will be passed by e-commerce operator in his books. In the earlier session, we have seen the accounting entries in the books of say vendor. Now it's in the books of e-commerce operator, right? And the transactions are same. Already we have passed entries for that in the books of vendor. Now we'll see. Fine. So first of all, we should know how much this e-commerce operator should collect from the customer on behalf of vendor. For that, let's go back here. Here we have calculated as to how much is recoverable from the customer. That is, here we have calculated 1,41,600, that is debtor account was debited for intrastate sale, and for interstate sale 2,36,000. These two are the amount that are recoverable from the customer. Now this e-commerce operator will be recovering this, but they will remit it back to vendor. Okay, so first we'll write for amount due, we have to pass an entry, that is e-commerce operator will also be debiting the customer account debit, and it will be for two figures, that is 1,41,600 plus 2,36,000. Amount is 3,77,600. But they cannot retain this amount because they have to remit it to vendor, so they will be crediting vendor account. To vendor account 3,77,600. Fine. Now this is the amount due which they should collect. And this is both intrastate and interstate sale. Now for intrastate sale, this e-commerce operator should collect commission from the vendor. So vendor account will be debited. I'll mark it for intrastate sale. For intrastate sale, e-commerce operator should be debiting the vendor. Vendor account should be debited. By what amount we'll see. But why he is debiting? Because of his income called commission. So commission is credited to commission account. And commission account is 2% of intrastate sale. Let's see what is the sale, intrastate sale. We have intrastate sale somewhere here. Yeah. Intrastate sale is 1,20,000, and on which the commission recognized by the vendor is 2,400. So that should come over here also. Let's recognize it is 2,400. Since it's an intrastate, we will have CGST payable to CGST payable account. It's going to be 9% of this 2,400. We'll get 216. To SGST payable account, that is also 9% of 2,400, 216. So all three put together works out to 2,832. This is what the amount recoverable from vendor for intrastate sale. Okay, and there is also some interstate sale. Let's provide for that. There is also some interstate sale. For that also vendor account will be debited. Vendor account debit, we are not sure about the amount, but it is debited for collecting the commission income. So commission is credited. Let's check what was the figure. Here we have provided, this is the interstate sale 2 lakh. So on which commission is at 8%. So this commission 4,000 got to be recognized. So we'll say commission is 4,000. Now since this is an interstate sale, we will have only IGST. So on this IGST is payable. So to IGST payable account, on this 4,000 it is 18%, 720. So these two put together should be recovered from the vendor. So vendor account will be debited for some of these two, that is 4,720. Fine. Then as an e-commerce operator, he should collect the money from customer and he should remit it to the vendor.
When he collects the money, that is for payment received. When he collects the money, we pass the entry bank account debit, whatever that is due. We have already recognized. What is due? It is 3,77,600. 3,77,600, and we have to credit the customer account. We'll say to customer account 3,77,600. That is done. But e-commerce operator cannot retain this money because he has already recognized the obligation to the vendor to the extent of 3,77,600. But if you notice, vendor also has an obligation to e-commerce operator for this 2,832 and for this 4,720. So when e-commerce operator makes the payment to the vendor, he will be deducting these two payments and only the net amount will be paid to the vendor. Okay, so we'll say for payment to vendor, we'll be debiting vendor because we had a liability. We are going to square off the liability. Vendor account debit, and money is going out, so we'll say to bank account. I'll put a small calculation. What was the original amount due to the vendor? Amount due to the vendor is 3,77,600, whereas the amount recoverable for commission, two commissions are involved. One is 2,832, other one is 4,720. So only the balance amount is payable to the vendor. It is 3,70,048. So we'll debit vendor account 3,70,048 and we'll credit bank account. It means instead of making two-leg transaction, that is transferring this first and collecting this from the vendor, instead of making two transaction, one single transaction, that is only the net amount is transferred to the vendor. Fine. Now this e-commerce operator has also collected some CGST, SGST, IGST, right? That should be remitted to the government's account. So whatever collected, before closing the payable account, we will transfer them to cash ledgers account. Okay, so we'll say cash payment to government. Cash payment to government. We have cash, or we should create cash IGST ledger account. Okay, since no set of option is available, whatever is the payable, that should be brought here. So what is IGST payable? Here we have 720, CGST payable 216, SGST payable 216. So we will say cash IGST ledger account debit amount is 720. Then cash CGST ledger account debit, it is 216. Cash SGST ledger account debit 216. All three put together should be paid to the government through bank. So to bank account, sum of all three, which is 1152. Fine. So we have made the payment. Now we need not carry the payable accounts. So let's close that account by setting off with this cash ledgers. So we'll say for set off, that is we have liabilities still hanging in those three accounts. So let's debit all those three liability accounts. That is IGST payable account should be debited. Account debit. This is debited by crediting cash IGST ledger account, and amount involved is 720. In the same pattern, we have to close the CGST payable account. So here we record CGST payable account debit 216 to cash CGST ledger account 216. So this is also closed. Then SGST payable account debit 216 to cash SGST ledger account 216. So in this way we have closed the respective liabilities also. So these are all the scheme of entries which will be passed by e-commerce operator in his books of accounts. Let's take another case study to understand entries that should be passed in the books of the vendor in the books of e-commerce operator. Okay, so here we go. We have an e-commerce company called E and Co, and this company is actually located in Mumbai. This company is acting as an agent between the vendor Mr. V, who is in Delhi, and between the customer Mr. C, who is in Gujarat. So e-commerce company is located in Mumbai, that is in the state of Maharashtra. He is acting as an agent between this vendor Mr. V, who is in Delhi, and between Mr. C, who is in Gujarat. Now this Mr. V, who is in Delhi, actually purchases his goods from Mr. S, who is in Kolkata. Fine. Now what is the transaction that is happening? This e-commerce company is facilitating the sale to Mr. C from Mr. V. Mr. V is going to sell his products which he purchased for 1 lakh to customer Mr. C in Gujarat for 1,50,000. So we have to pass entries for this. And he purchased this 1 lakh from Mr. S from Kolkata. We have to pass entry for that also. It means we have interstate purchase which will attract IGST. We also have interstate sale which will attract IGST. In this case it is IGST receivable, we call it as input. Here it is payable, and we can net, and if anything is still payable we can pay, or if no amount is required to be paid we can keep it. But in between we also have e-commerce operator, and he will only collect the money. Okay, so for that we have to pay him 2% commission, and the 2% commission, since it's also an interstate, it will also attract IGST. Okay, so let's go for scheme of entries. First we'll pass entry for interstate purchase. Interstate purchase. So we can debit the purchase account. Purchase account will be debited, and the amount involved is 1 lakh. GST on this is 18% since it's an interstate sale. So we'll say IGST receivable account debit 18,000 to Mr. Vendor. Who is the vendor here? Vendor is Mr. S, right? So we'll say to Mr. S account, which is 1,18,000. This is for interstate purchase. Now there is also interstate sale. We'll also record interstate sale. when there is an interstate sale, we have to debit the customer. Now, who is the customer? Customer is Mr. C, right? So we have to debit Mr. C account. I'll put it Mr. C account debit. What amount should be debited? Sale is 1,50,000, right? But it's an interstate sale. It will also attract GST, right? So first we'll recognize sales to sales account 1,50,000, and this will attract IGST. So we'll say to IGST payable account 1,50,000 multiplied by 18%, it will have 27,000. So these two put together should be recovered from the customer, which is 1,77,000. We should also recognize commission to the e-commerce operator, because e-commerce operator, he is going to charge 2%. So we'll recognize that commission to e-commerce operator. This commission is an expense, so we'll debit it. Commission account debit. And what is the amount? Sale is 1,50,000, right? 1,50,000 into 2%, so amount is 3,000. But it's an interstate item, so it will attract IGST. So we'll say IGST receivable account debit, or we can also say IGST input account. This 3,000 will attract 18%. 3,000 multiplied by 18%, 540. And this is payable to the e-commerce operator. E-commerce operator is E & Co. So we'll say to E & Co. It is 3,540. Fine. Next, amount should be collected from the customer. It will be received only by the e-commerce operator. So how much e-commerce operator will be receiving from the ultimate customer, that is Mr. C? He'll be receiving this 1,77,000, right? So that receipt entry he will pass, but only when he receives this vendor, that is, we are passing entries in the books of vendor Mr. V. So only when e-commerce operator receives this 1,77,000, he will also get his money. He will see something in his bank account. But when it comes to his bank account, it will be coming after deducting this 3,540. Okay, so entry is for, we are going to pass entry for receipt of payment from e-commerce operator. Receipt of payment from e-commerce operator. Bank account debit. Something will be deducted by e-commerce operator. To that extent, our liability to e-commerce operator will come down. So how much will be deducted by e-commerce operator? What is the amount due to e-commerce operator E & Co by this vendor? It is this 3,540. So that will be deducted. So that will be debited. And how much is actually recoverable from the customer? That's on interstate purchase, right? What is the amount actually recoverable from the customer? It is this 1,77,000. So when he is making payment, the debit can be cancelled by crediting his account to Mr. What's his name? To Mr. C. To Mr. C account 1,77,000. So what has come to e-commerce operator is 1,77,000, but he will not remit this entire 1,77,000. He will deduct this 3,540. What we will get is only the balance, which is 1,73,460. Right? So in this way, we have recognized the receipt of payment from e-commerce operator. Now we should also deposit the GST to government. We'll say deposit of GST to government. For that, let us take stock. how much GST liability we have. Do we have GST liability? Yes, we have IGST liability when we have sold the goods 27,000. Correct? We also have IGST receivable, that is we paid to e-commerce operator 540, and here also we have IGST receivable 18,000. Okay, so what is payable is 27,000, but what was already paid is this 18,000 and 540. So it is sufficient if we pay just the balance amount. Okay, so let's do a small computation for that. GST to be remitted. So we have payable. What is the amount payable? 27,000. From that, let us deduct less already paid as inputs. It is 18,000 plus 540. So we'll deduct that 18,540. Excuse me. Yeah, 18,540. So the balance amount is deductible. Or sorry, the balance amount is payable. 18,540. So the balance amount is payable, which works out to 8,460. Okay. So this is what should be paid to the government account. So to that extent, we will credit bank to bank account 8,460, and debit will go to cash IGST ledger account 8,460. Right? Fine. Next, we have to set off. See, we have liability for 27,000. To this extent, we have inputs, and to this extent, now we have this cash IGST ledger. Okay, so now we can have set off entry for set off. Since GST obligation is fulfilled, we need not carry that IGST payable account. We can close it. We'll say IGST payable account debit. It means we are closing the account for the full amount. How we are closing? To cash IGST ledger account. That is, we have paid so much, 8,460. Then balance these two, it is from IGST receivable account to IGST receivable account. It is 18,540. So in this way, entire 27,000 have been accounted. Okay. So these are all the entries which we will pass in the books of vendor. What entries will be passed in the books of e-commerce operator? We'll see in next session. Let's understand the entries to be passed in the books of e-commerce operator for the same set of transactions which we discussed in earlier session. Now this e-commerce operator is acting as an agent between Mr. V, who is the vendor, and Mr. C, who is the customer, right? So Mr. Vendor has billed Mr. Customer for this 1,50,000 plus 27,000. It means vendor is expecting 1,77,000 from Mr. C. So now this e-commerce operator should collect that money from Mr. C and he should remit it to Mr. V. We'll pass entry for that. That is for amount due. Mr. C's account should be debited by 1,77,000. We have seen how this amount was arrived. But e-commerce operator cannot hold this money because he should remit this to Mr. V. So Mr. V account is credited immediately for 1,77,000. But for doing this, e-commerce operator is going to charge a commission. So for commission, he will debit Mr. V because it's Mr. V who should pay the commission. So for how much he will be debited? The commission is 2% of turnover. What is the turnover? Turnover is 1,50,000. On that, 2% is 3,000. Fine. So we have to pass entry for that. That is, there is going to be an income in the form of commission, which is 2% of 1,50,000, 3,000. But this 3,000 will attract IGST at 18%. So we'll recognize liability for that also. To IGST payable account, 3,000 into 18%, 540. Now these two put together, 3,000 plus 540 is recoverable from Mr. V. So Mr. V's account is debited by 3,540. So on one side, e-commerce operator has an obligation of 1,77,000 to Mr. V, but on the other side, he should recover 3,540 from Mr. V. So when Mr. C makes the payment, what Mr. E and Co, or say Mrs. E and Co, can do is they can set off these two. They can set off these two and balance can be made as a payment. Okay, so let's pass entry for the payment made by Mr. C. So here we have payment received. 1,77,000 is coming into the bank. So Mr. C's account is closed by way of credit. Now we have to make payment to Mr. V. Let us debit V account, and what we are going to pay is this 1,77,000 minus commission including GST 3,540. So V account will be debited by 1,73,460 only, because it is already debited for the remaining amount of 3,540. Okay, and the balance is paid through bank. So to bank account 1,73,460 is being paid. So that is done. Fine. The last one, or last two things, we have to make cash payment to government for GST, because we know we have GST obligation which we recognized here. That is, we have GST obligation of 540. Okay, that should be paid. So we will debit cash IGST ledger account for 540 and we'll make payment. So we'll credit bank. Fine. Now since GST is paid, we need not continue with the GST payable account. So we have to set off and close it. How we are going to close the GST payable? By debiting it. So let's debit IGST payable account debit 540. How this is closed? By way of cash payment which was already made. So to cash IGST ledger account 540. Okay. So in this way, entries will be passed in the books of e-commerce operator.